Indeed, incredible. I'm going to tell you now the temperature will be rising with regard to the performances you will see. We are joined this morning by multi-award winning songwriter, singer and lead composer and member of the internationally acclaimed a cappella group, The Soil. Ntsika is here on your couch on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Ntsika closed out a series of performances at the Baxter last weekend and is headed next to Bizana for another magical show featuring the Queen of Gospel, Lebo Sekgobela, as well as prolific jazz artist Dumza Maswana at the Wild Coast Resort on Friday, which is going to be super exciting. I feel like you need to take a sneak peek. Take a look at this. How's that for a teaser? The vocal, the pipes are going there. It's like that. I can feel like your throat is feeling Freedom Day.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, Ntsika, it's so good to have you on the couch this morning.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks a lot for taking a public holiday to chat to us as well.
Anytime.
You could have been sleeping in, but you're here with us, which is so important, and we love having you here. So I want to start. Let's go all the way back to 2019, I think it was, where I Write What I Dream came out, and that particular album gave you so many, like acclaim points in your life with regard to Samas that we'll chat about in a second. But let's go all the way back there, and then the 2 years that was in between.
Of course.
How did things change for you? I mean, such a great album, and then we went straight into lockdown. How was that?
So that album was truly beautiful, and everything that happened to it and around it was meant to be, because in its infancy stages, how I received the album, the music, was through a series of dreams that I got from my forefathers, gifting me the songs. And each time I woke up, I would then relive them in studio. And fast forward to then 2 years later, when lockdown happened and COVID happened, my music became that spiritual companion for people. And I really love how it just continued to resonate with people's souls.
Indeed. Well, when it's that authentic, when it comes from your forefathers, I think there's something in there. And I always wonder, like, how that happened for you. Did you wake up that morning and say, hey, I have had a dream, I need to write this down immediately? Or did it just sit with you throughout the entire day until you got to studio? Was it like that?
So it bugs you, and you never forget the lyrics. And besides, dreaming about songs started from an age of 6 years old. But these ones were more intense because they were meant for me and for me to chart my own journey outside of the group. And it did not mean that I was leaving the group. It was just saying it was my time to then push this medicinal music to parts that I wouldn't have reached if I was with the group,
No, I completely understand that, because the mind is soil. You just removed some of the plants and made something happen with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you. I'm awake this morning. I'm so awake. Now, when I look at the acclaim of the album, I mean, it must have been so great for you to have those Sama nominations and the Afro Music Awards as well. What was it like for you to take something like your forefathers talking to you, writing that down, that authenticity now being rewarded with award nominations and that sort of thing? That must have been incredible for you to be rewarded for just being you, just making sure that you listen to those that came before you.
Yeah, so it's beautiful to get respect from your peers.
Yes.
But it's also beautiful to get respect from critics. Critics sit on these decision-making tables, and when they then decide that your body of work is worthy of a nomination, that on its own, it's a win,
Yes.
But I give my music from a source that neither needs applause for it to continue. Whether I get the applause or not, this music is there to heal people. And when the recognition comes and the awards, I mean, they are good for the shelf,
And no, of course, they are good for the shelf, exactly, because we can actually see the dream when we walk into your space, which is so important as well. Now, let's look at these events you're doing. You got a tour series, okay? And this particular series, it's an intimate evening with Ntsika. And I'm thinking about why you chose an intimate evening. I mean, crowds are allowed now. We've got 50% capacity.
For sure.
Why you go intimate? What is the special thing about having those types of events?
I think there's magic in having smaller audiences, because they can not just buy tickets, but also bring their golden hearts, their pure spirits. And I get to also break down the songs and tell them how exactly I received which song from which forefather or from which makulu, you know. And people just get transported with me to this spiritual world. And once the show is done, we bow, we come back to planet Earth. And it's all good and merry. Yeah.
It's like a collective dreaming session.
Yeah.
Where music is the vehicle. That is so great, man. I know. What am I? Maybe my forefathers are talking to me. I don't know. Ntsika is going to be performing just for you a little bit later in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Make sure you stick around for that. And trust me, the forefathers will be chatting to you through Ntsika right here on Freedom Day. So we're going to feel that. And as I said, it's from the soil the plants have been cultivated. Let us rejoice.